And also, I don't know if you can see that, but there's my motherboard. It's the MS7543 version 1.0. So I don't think yours is too far off from mine. One more thing that's super cool about this PC is you got 980 watt power supply from the factory. So this thing will handle any card you could throw in here. Like, these systems came out when Crossfire was like a big thing, running multiple cards, so you could legitimately run 3 cards in here back then. Now they use a lot less power, so you wouldn't really need it, and they're a lot more powerful of cards, but it's still cool that they hooked you up with a 80 plus 1000 watt basically from the factory. So. And here's the RAM that I'm using. I was able to get 24 gigabytes of DDR3 in there, so I used 3 8 gig sticks from Patriot. There's your serial numbers and everything if you want to look them up, or if I can, I'll probably throw a link up. It'll probably be an affiliate link, and you can buy it from there or just look it up, whatever you want to do. But I thought these were kind of cool because they have like aluminum heat sinks on them. And yeah, I think the system's usually only supposed to take 12 gigs, but I can confirm that it will take 24 and recognize 24 of this set. Okay, I do apologize for the angle, but this is where I have my mount for my my camera at. And let's see, so if we go to system information, you can see we have, where's it at? CPU Xeon W3670. For some reason it's only showing 8 gigs, but I'm pretty sure once you open Windows it shows the full 24 in there. And if we look here, you can see our frequencies. So we got 133 megahertz times 24. And I don't know if the Dell XPS BIOS has this, but the Alienware A51 or A11 BIOS definitely does. So you can go here, and these ones, let's see, that's memory frequency. I haven't really messed with that before. And then you can change your just your standard non-turbo frequency right there. And then right here is for your CPU. So like I said earlier, it was 133 times 12. So you can bump up your CPU base clock. So just up this little by little until you start crashing, and then, or you get a boot loop or whatever, and then just take note of what number it crashed at, then go to the one just lower than that, and then run a couple benchmarks and make sure that the CPU still performs at that higher frequency. And then it looks like I have some kind of PCI frequency adjustment. I've never really messed with that. But what I did do to bump up my CPU frequency was I messed with the memory timings, and then that boosted my CPU up quite a bit. I think, was it this one? Let's see if it shows all of our, yeah, see? It shows all 3 separate 8 gigabyte sticks, so I guess because it's triple channel memory, so it's only recognizing it as 8 gigs in the BIOS. And then right here, this is where you can adjust all of your RAM stuff. And I went onto a forum I'll see if I can find it again, and then I just looked up the memory overclock values for this computer, and then I went from there, and then that's what boosted up my CPU as well. And then over voltage I never really messed with before, but yeah. So if you want to overclock your CPU, you're going to go here, and then you're going to bump up your base clock little by little. And let's see, we got power management. This stuff I never really mess with. And then you got your standard CMOS. Oh man, my hard drive's in number 7, so I may want to move that to number 1. And here's advanced BIOS. All that stuff I never mess with. Boot configuration. Yeah, we don't have anything there. And then CPU. Yeah, you always want to keep hyperthreading enabled, and then speed step enabled. That way you're not constantly just at a super high frequency. And then we got integrated. Another thing that I would recommend too is possibly getting a PCI USB 3.0 card for the PC, because it is nice having the higher transfer speeds of 3.0. And this computer has more than enough slots and expandability, so it'd be pretty easy to fit in there. And then I think this is the last one, the BIOS features. Yeah, it's just where you could set a password. So there it is. This is the Alienware A11 BIOS on a Dell XPS 730X. So I hope that helped you out a little bit, and I may post another video maybe tomorrow or next week sometime of me actually changing the settings, and I'll see what I can get it bumped up to, and then if you want you could just copy those values and then put them on yours. So I'll do that with not only this CPU, the W3670, but I also have an X5690, which is the highest CPU that you can get for the this XPS. So, and that one, I forget, I think it's like 3.8 gigahertz, I want to say. But yeah, so I'll do overclocking on this one, and then I'll do overclocking on that one too. But yeah, the W3670s, I think the prices came down quite a bit. I think they're only around like $15 now, 15 to 20. And then the X5690, I think those ones are probably around like 40 or 50. So it's not too much of a difference. And yeah, it's all up to you how much money you really want to put into your PC. I mean, if you just want a little bit of a boost over your i7, then I would say just go with something like this and overclock it. But if you want the highest CPU and not really mess with overclocking too much, I would say definitely go for the X5690. And then just go over here and then change your RAM timings a little bit, because I did notice quite a performance boost when I upped the speed of my RAM. So yeah, hope this helped you out, and I will see you in the next one.